Hi Taurus, this is your reading for the time period of September 1st to October 31st, 2021. For those of you who are new to my channel or you're visiting, welcome to Imani's Lightwork. Okay, so these readings will be sun sign energy only, also known as birthday readings, right? So that it's more direct to you. It's bi-monthly. I will also be doing the same thing for November and December this year, okay, to close the year out. All right, so let's see what energies are coming through for you for this time period. These months go by fast, so I figured, it would make more sense to just do bi-monthly. Okay, and I get busy. The spirit is telling me something about a small business. You may have a small business, or someone else external has a small business that you may be funding. That unknown individual, they may work with you. You want them on board. Just depends on the energy that's coming through. Okay. Okay, Taurus. So Queen of Disc energy is here. So you could be showing up like this, or you're dealing with an external Queen of Disc energy. This could be a mom. This could be you. You're showing up financially stable. You make good money, etc. Just depends on the energy that is coming through. I also get her information. So her information meaning somebody's inquiring about your, if you are she, it could be a man or woman, somebody's inquiring about your information, your documentation, or it's an external Queen of Disc, somebody's inquiring about their, I also get finishing school. So you either have a question about an external Queen of Disc, you want to know if they finished school, or this element, if they're external, they are coming to you and they're asking you if you finished some type of school. So finishing school could be finishing high school. Finishing school could be getting or obtaining an associate bachelor's degree, a PhD, a doctorate, etc. Associate's degree just depends on the energy that's coming through. They may have had this question about you, or you have this, or you inquired about them. You want to know if they finished school. So it just depends on the energy that's coming through. This could also be a hiring process that you are experiencing with this individual. They want to know, they want to get some insight on your credentials. You want to get insight on theirs. It just depends on what's going on. Okay. Your starting point has the sun, the sign of Leo. You could be dealing with a Leo. I get obtaining information for. So you could be obtaining information for Leo. The Leo could have asked you to ask an external Queen of Disc energy. If she finished school, like somebody wants to know if an external Queen of Disc energy finished school. That's one. You're asking a Leo that. Leo could be coming towards you to ask you that about an external Queen of Disc. Leo could be coming towards you directly to ask you that exact question. So it just depends on the energy that is coming through. They're external. That's you. Somebody's coming towards you with that question. But it's important. This could be happening in a family environment. This energy could be your family member that's coming through. They could also be a partner, they're a cousin, they're a co-worker, etc. Just depends on what's going on. If it's not only that, then the sun does represent success. You may be successful in a collaboration, or if you collab with someone, you will be successful or even more successful. Or if you, do as they say. I'm looking at a Leo energy. It has something to do with doing as they say. You feel like you would be successful if you do as they say. or like an external queen of disc energy will be successful, or an external queen of disc energy will be successful if they do as a Leo says, or if you do what a Leo says, vice versa. Like if they do what you say, it depends on, how well you do. I get level up. It depends on if you level up in a job. This could be happening in a relationship. If it's not family and it's in a workplace, then it's like if you do something well, you'll level up in a job. That's why the Sun card, if it's not only Leo, that's what's going on with you. So back to the idea of the credentials and the degree obtaining. Obtaining the information about the degrees and associates and bachelors, etc., school completion, certification completion. If it's not only that, you are in yes, it does have something to do with that, but if you're in a job environment, somebody wants to know if you completed or if you refined your credentials over the years, over the past few months, over the past few weeks, just depends on the energy that's coming through. Somebody wants to obtain that information about you directly or someone else, or you're doing that to a Leo. But the spirit implying the leveling up and being comfortable leveling up, it has to do with whether somebody has 100% has all of their credentials together. That's you, that's a Leo, or that's an external queen of disc energy that's shown up there like that. So someone may be successful even if their credentials are not 100%, even if your credentials are not 100%. Like someone may do I get writing, someone may do well with writing, but they may not have like some type of, like somebody may have a job, you, a Leo, external queen of disc, someone may have a job, or they're in a job where they're required to do some type of writing, maybe for, like a magazine, like an article. It just depends on what's going on. Like someone may be really good with doing that, but it's like they got the job, but they may not have necessarily received whatever their criteria was for applying for the job, whatever your criteria was for applying for the job, your credentials don't match the criteria. Their credentials don't match the criteria. But because somebody practiced over the years, or they refined their skill, they were able to get the job. You were able to get the job. Leo was able to get the job. The Leo, if it's a Leo, that's why the success is here and the starting point. Because you are successful off of your own authentic skill, or an external queen of disc energy is successful off of their own authentic skill. But if it's not only success energy that's here, it's a Leo that is trying to gather that information about you or someone external. So it just depends on what's going on. The Prince of Wands energy is here, the journalist. I did say something about writing. So you may be in a situation where you are working with a Prince of Wands energy. Prince of Wands will be like I said, Leos, younger Aries. It's a prince, so this is a guy. All right, it's a prince, it's a dude. They're younger, fire sign energy. They could be in the same age group as you. This could also be a child that you're working with. You're dealing with this individual, right? I think it's what they need. I'm looking at the Prince of Wands. It has something to do with what a Leo needs, a Sag or Aries male that's younger than you, or they could be younger than you, like they're a child. Or I also get a cousin. They're a child, they're a cousin, they are a younger co-worker, or they could be in the same age group as you. It just depends on what's going on. Something's going on with a need that they have, some type of need. They may need something written. They may need something written, and what's going on with them, they may need something written, and you may be responsible for writing. I have a document. You may be responsible for writing a document or putting together a document in regards to them. Like they could have asked you to do that. But I get fine-tuned. So as I'm talking about it, they want you to fine-tune some type of documentation that you created. And you could have they could have asked you to create the documentation. Okay, they could have asked you directly, can you create this documentation for me, right? But I get someone, a publisher, like sending your information to a publisher, like sending something that is written to a publisher, like they may want that done. They may coming to you directly to have that done, or they want you. I ask someone else. They want you to approach someone external. Like they want you to approach an external queen of disc. They want you to approach her, or they're coming to you, whether you're a man or a woman, they're coming to you directly. Can you edit this for me? Can you go to her and ask her to edit this for me? Right? I get this idea of being nervous. So you may be nervous to do something like that for this person. They may be nervous to ask, but plan. They're nervous to ask you. There's a plan pertaining to an objective that they have with you or someone else external. But it has something to do with published work, or it has something to do with, I got an essay. It has something to do with an essay that you want them to write. They want you to write. They want you to ask someone external to edit or write for them. Like it's a document, so it's an essay. It's some type of funding. The documentation has to do with getting funding. I mean, typically when you need funding for an organization or a business, that's like grant writing. You could be asking this person to do some type of grant writing for you, vice versa. They need you to ask somebody else external. Can they edit this? Can they write this document for me so I can get the funding for this organization? It just depends on the energy that's coming through. But you being nervous is that, I see what's going on. You may be nervous because they may have, I get once before. They ask you to do something specific like that once before, or vice versa. But the sun with the credentials is that somebody here doesn't have the credentials. I can still do something. Someone here doesn't have the credentials 100% to do something specific like grant writing, putting together a document to send to organizations for funding, looking for vendors. Somebody doesn't have the credentials to write that, but they, like I said from earlier on, somebody practice, so they're pretty much, their skills cancel out whatever credentials, the position or the goal somebody's trying to get to. That pretty much cancels out. But there's this feeling of nervousness with interacting with them. But someone may also think that you have all your credentials, you do or you do not. Someone may think that, you may think that about them, and you're presenting them with an opportunity, or you're presenting them, I get a packet, you're presenting them with some type of packet, and you expect them to go through the packet as clearly and concisely as possible. They expect you to go through the packet of work, what's some type of packet? Packet meaning like, write down information, fill out the questions, kind of packet, essay, questions. It just depends on what's going on. You expect someone to do that 100%. They expect you to do that 100%, but somebody's credentials are not, they are or not 100%, okay? Or it has something to do with the Queen of Dis energy external, if it's not only you directly, okay? The Hierophant energy is here, that's your energy. That also brings in the idea of another Taurus man, because there's a male on this card, so I'm going to go with them. In other decks, they show you a female. Well, do they show you a female? No. Taurus female, you, an external Hierophant male, like a Taurus male. That is external. They don't have to be a Taurus male external, just someone that you're going to for some type of, I also get spiritual advice. Someone's going on with spiritual advice, so it doesn't have to be a Taurus, just someone, like a pope or a priest, a preacher, someone that you're going to, a spiritualist of some kind. There could be a guy that is looking like that, or it could be a female external, just depends on what's going on. They're in the present. And something that you're doing with the Prince of Wands energy, they may need, but it requires their documentation. So an external Taurus element, what you're doing with the Prince of Wands, or what the Prince of Wands is asking you to do, vice versa, it has something to do with an external Hierophant, their documentation, like an external Taurus guy, it could be a female, another Taurus element that's a female, or Capricorn, or whatever. It's a Earth sign energy, Queen of Dis, and then you have a Taurus male that's external as well. It has something to do with their documentation, fingerprints, and documentation. But do you know how to file? So the Prince of Wands it's asking you, do you know how to file? Are you asking this person, do you know how to file their information? Can you file their documentation and paperwork? Do you know how to do this? So the packet that you are either presenting someone with or someone is presenting you with does have their insurance card. It does have their insurance card in it, or it has your insurance card in it, your information. So this could be, if you're giving someone your packet of information to file, if this is happening in a workplace, you're giving someone a packet of your information to file or put together for you. You're presenting someone with documents. You expect them, their credentials, they're presenting you with, you're expecting them to know how to put together the information. So it could be your information that you're taking to the Prince of Security. You're taking it to the Prince of Wands energy for security. And they need to put together your documentation. They need to put together your documentation as they're supposed to. So someone knows how to do that. Acts like they do. Someone acts like they do. Whatever kind of procedure this is. Someone acts like they do. Do you act like you know how to put together something? And someone observes you, someone external may observe you to not know what you're doing 100%. You observe them to not know what they're doing 100%. But it has something to do with organization. It sounds like it has to do with someone's organizational skills in a workplace. But I get this idea of wanting to replace. You may want to replace them. Or you're thinking that somebody wants to replace you. Right? Does someone want to replace you? That could be somebody's thought. That's your thought about somebody. Alright, let's see. But it has a lot to do with doing something properly, like sorting documents, putting documents together, having something written like an essay, or they're doing that on their own and they're telling you about it, and it doesn't make any sense. Somebody's doing it on their own, they're telling you about it, they're presenting it to you, and you're like, something about it doesn't make any sense. Something about the essay, like the essay may not be the essay may not be developed, like the chronological outline of an essay may not be 100%. It just depends on what's going on. Or the flow of the essay, the documentation, something isn't put together properly. The Queen of Wands energy, the public defender is here in the future. I'm going to get back there. And then Instincts has the Lovers, sign of Gemini, right? But they made a mistake. So I'm looking at the Gemini energy. A Gemini could have made a mistake with something. Or a partnership that you're in with Prince of Wands, an external Taurus and an element, Leo, a partnership that you're in with a Leo or an external Taurus, slip up. Something is a slip up with one of those partnerships that you're in with one of those people. Something is a slip up there, or they slipped up, or something is going on with a Gemini. Like something could be going on with credentials. Something is going on with a Gemini energies. Their credentials in a workplace, their credentials in a relationship, like credentials, somebody's credentials. Because the credentials are important because one, someone is able to make a way somebody is able to make a way without having their credentials put together 100%, if that makes any sense. Like, for example, a job that requires someone to get a bachelor's degree. Say for example you don't have a bachelor's degree, but you were hired to work in a job that does require you to have your bachelor's degree, or an associate's degree, or a doctorate, or a PhD. It just depends on what's going on. Or so if it's not like degree completion, then it's certification it's obtaining some type of certification, right? So it's like doing or working a job that requires you to have certification. You don't have it, you have it. A Leo has it, they don't have it. And a Gemini has it, they don't have it. Somebody may have it, or they pretend not to have it, or they pretend to have it. It just depends on what is going on. But it's like, it has a lot to do with presenting someone with important documentation. But I get life-saving. So when I say that too, it's something is life-saving about the documentation. Something is life-saving about it. Like life-saving, life insurance. Life-saving meaning life insurance. Life-saving meaning like, however, if you're using it metaphorically, life-saving meaning like somebody's going to give you something that is going to secure you financially for life, if that makes any sense. Or you know how you go to someone, you say you're a lifesaver because they were able to work, they were able to create this documentation for you, and now you're set. Now you don't have to worry about anything. You know what's interesting? I had this idea of a fake degree, like a fake degree, or like and I was giving me this idea of a resume, like somebody's going on with a fake degree, or like a fake, what do you call that? A fake degree, or a fake. You may think something is fake about somebody's degree, or it's not done. So thinking something isn't real regarding somebody's degree completion, you're saying that it's not done. You're saying that it's not done. So either it's not done now, or it's not. Okay, somebody could be telling you that it's done, and it's really not done. Vice versa. You're telling somebody it's done, and it's really not done. You know what's interesting? I'm getting this feeling of like a diploma, or I don't even know that this is possible, like a diploma, or having something about making one. Like somebody's trying to make a diploma. Someone would be trying to make a diploma. I don't even know if that's possible. Can you make a diploma? Like make a diploma, like make some type of certificate of completion for something. So you're either going that's one element about it. You're either going towards the Prince of Wands energy to make that for you. They're trying to make that for you. Somebody made that for them, or they're coming towards you. I think you know how to make. Somebody may be thinking that you know how to make it. Okay. Oh my God. What the hell? Okay. Please let me interpret this properly. Making a degree, it sounds as literal as it sounds. Like making one, like I had something about it, like a copy, like making a copy of somebody's degree, like making a copy of somebody's diploma. Like I don't know, I'm trying to understand it. So it's like making a copy of somebody's degree, making a copy of someone's diploma, but it's like something is going on. I'm trying to understand this. It's like I don't even know if this is even possible. Like the idea that somebody's thinking is to create. The spirit was giving me the idea of a fake degree. So either somebody's playfully saying that, like you're saying, or somebody else external is saying, okay, this is not a real degree that somebody obtained, or something is more literal, where somebody made a copy of somebody's degree. Or they made a degree, like they made it online. I get in Word. Somebody made some type of certificate of completion in Word. Like that's extremely illegal. Like somebody made that, like, or somebody knows how to make that. Like, okay, somebody made a degree of completion. They made it online somehow, or somebody made some type of certificate of completion. They made it online. So I don't know if that's something that you're involved with, or that's a need that you have. That's a need a Prince of Wands energy have. If someone didn't, okay, if you or a Queen of Disc or a Leo, whatever sign that's coming through here, or an external Taurus, somebody does need it. Somebody wants to, like, okay, somebody needs some type of credential in order to, I had to pass a screening. Somebody needs some type of credential to pass a screening. You need it, a Leo needs it, an external Taurus needs it. Queen of Disc energy external, they may need it. It just depends on what's going on. Somebody needs that. So what's happening is that I get something about having the money. So something's going on with having the money to pay someone to make a degree, like to pay someone to literally make it for them, make the certificate, make the degree, make the file. If it's not anything extreme like that, make the file. They get expensive. So when I say make the file, something about making the file is expensive. Prince of Wands is telling you, if I make this file for you, it's going to be expensive. Vice versa. It's going to be expensive. Like, whatever it is that's going on. So somebody's trying to make that. I don't know how possible that is. I've never heard of somebody trying to make that. But it seems like it's possible. It just depends on what's going on. But you're telling them, it all resides with the fact that somebody is in a job, or they want to get a job that requires them to have credentials that they don't 100% have. You don't have. Prince of Wands doesn't have. Maybe Gemini, external Hierophant, Queen of Discs, Leo. Somebody doesn't have some type of credential, but they're trying to pass a screening. Like, there's a screening, I get for a housing property. There's also some type of screening that somebody is trying to go through that has to do with obtaining some type of property, like a real estate property. But there's screening credentials. It has to do with credentials. So if you're doing something like that with a real estate property, you need somebody to make a document for you so that you can pass some type of screening in order for you to even buy a property. Or they're the ones that they're trying to buy a property and a signature, or they need you to sign. Somebody needs you to sign or create some type of documentation for them so that they can pass a screen, so that they can invest in a property or they can buy a property. That's one. Then someone's going on with degrees, and someone's going on with making a copy of somebody's degree, using somebody's degree, changing the name on somebody's degree, something like that. I don't know how they're going to do that. And then, what's another situation? Certificate of completion for something. Somebody's trying to have that made. And some part of that may be illegal. It gets away with it. They get away with it. An external Taurus, you yourself gets away with it. Gemini, Leo, somebody gets away with that. The Prince of Disc energy is the day trader is here. So Prince of Disc would be you. That could also be another, like I said, another Taurus. That could be a Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo element. That's a male that's there. And you have fire sign male that's here. Somebody doesn't have the credentials, whatever it is. Right? So the Prince of Disc, I get new partner. Prince of Disc could be your new partner, like love partner, work partner. It just depends on what's going on. Business deal energy. Prince of Wands, Prince of Discs. If it's not family, if these energies aren't family you're communicating with, then it's definitely like workplace situations, like workplace collaborations, business deals, things of that nature. Prince of Discs energy, right? Something could be going on with something that they need. Something could be going on. Something is going on with something that you need. It just depends on the energy that is coming through. But the sun is right next to them, but knows how to do something better. So, whereas you may have been asking the Prince of Wands energy to do something specific for you, I get slip up. Like I said from earlier, they may have slipped up, or you're thinking they're going to slip up. So then the Prince of Disc energy is going to come through and then provide you, I get access. They're going to come through and provide you with access, or you're going to provide them with access to something. Access to a document, access to a file. Somebody needs to pass some type of screening. They don't have the credentials. It could be an external Prince of Disc energy doesn't have the credentials. I had a house. They don't have the credentials to get into some, or to even buy some type of home. They don't have the credentials for it. But you're signing off something for them. Prince of Wands signing off something for you. You're hearing that you're hearing that they, oh my God, you're hearing that they had something signed off for them so that they can be in a specific place, or they can move in somewhere specific. But somebody doesn't have the credentials. But I get this idea of affording something. Like, you're worried that somebody will be worried about you affording something. Or Prince of Disc, something's going on with them. If they're external, someone's worried about them affording something. Prince of Wands, affording something. Affording a home. That's why I said housing and trying to get someone may have a way to get some type of money. Right? You do, Prince of Wands does, Prince of Disc energy external. Someone may have a way to find out a way to obtain money, some type of large amount of money. They may know a way to do that, but they may need it for a home, they may need it for a car, they may need it for a store, they want to buy a property, whatever it is. But they don't have the credentials, they may not have the schooling, they may not have the certification or the certificate. They're not going to pass. You're thinking they're not going to pass the screening for something specific. So what's happening is that you're either asking for this, you're asking them for this, and it's like it has to do with you may just be helping someone with the paperwork. They're just helping you with the paperwork so that the paperwork could at least start the process to be evaluated, right? So that the paperwork can at least pass the procedure to get evaluated. Okay, I see that he or she completed this. Okay, they can get the property. He or she has all this documentation in order. They can get the property. Okay, now next step 2 will be like get the funds. Step 2 would be obtain the funds, get the funds, right? So that's something going on with Prince of Wands. Right, tax information, tax documentation may be involved in it. Somebody may need your tax documentation. Okay, somebody may need your tax documentation. You need their tax documentation in order to pass a screening, in order to get something done that is like that. Right. So as simple as someone does not meet the criteria to purchase a retail property, for example, or their documentation, your documentation, somebody's documentation does not pass or does not meet the criteria to purchase a retail property, to purchase a commercial or residential property. So somebody's creating the documentation on their own damn computer. You're doing it, Prince of Wands doing it, Gemini doing it, Leo doing it, external Prince of this energy being asked to do it, you're doing it. Somebody is being asked to create that documentation, but it's real. That's why I said fake. It's not a real document. It's real or it's a fake document, right? But it has a lot to do with passing some type of screening or getting into the housing market. It has something to do with buying or selling some type of retail or some type of commercial or residential property. Or if someone's going on with just a job, period, and you're like, does this person have the credentials, vice versa, to do and file this paperwork for me? So you're thinking that, okay, do they have the degree? Do they not have the degree? Do you have the degree? Do you have the certification? Do they have the certification? It just depends on the energy that's coming through, what you're dealing with. The 6 of Success energy is here with next to the Prince of Wands. I get a share. So you may be sharing something with them, or shares as in you may be purchasing a share for them. You may be purchasing a share in their name if it's stocks and trading related. It may have something to do with stocks and investing in stocks. Right? Purchasing a share for somebody. Being able to even, I don't even know, being able to even be able to do that, period. Like somebody could be doing that for you. Or somebody's doing that in your name, or in regards to you. Somebody's purchasing a share. Or you do that together with a Leo. You may do that with a Leo. You know? You may do that with a Leo. You may do that with a Gemini. Or Gemini energy. I doesn't know. When I hit the shares and the stocks and the investing, one Gemini energy, they don't know how to do that, or they don't know how to buy a share, or they don't understand shares. You may not understand. Prince of Wands energy may not understand. Like somebody may be rolling to know how to invest in stocks. Someone you may think someone, I pretending to know. You're thinking that Prince of Wands energy or Leo or Gemini, you're thinking that someone's pretending to know how to invest in stocks. Are you pretending to know how to invest in stocks? Are you pretending to understand how shares work, how trading works? Someone may think that of you. It just depends on what's going on. Or there's an external Prince of this energy that's here in the accomplishment. It could be them. They don't understand. They also don't understand. Prince of this doesn't understand. They're external. Taurus male, Capricorn male, Virgo energy, that's a male. Like somebody may have, I tried to invest. This energy, they're trying to invest, or they invested in something, but they 100% do not know what they're doing. They 100% do not understand, or they don't know what they're doing. If it's a Prince of Dis energy external, or Prince of Wands, I feel like the Prince of Wands energy, I get researched. They've been researching. That's why they're like the journalists. They've researched, or they're still researching. But some part of you may be thinking that somebody still doesn't know what they're doing. But it learns along the way. I'm looking at the Prince of Wands. They're learning along the way. They're learning along the way. Right? But the Six of Success is next to them because, that's why I was getting that idea of credentials and criteria and things of that nature. If they do invest in stock, they are learning along the way how to do so without taking a course in it, without taking a business course in it, without taking a real estate course, without taking some type of class in college, without whatever it is that they're able to do. Somebody is just working off of their organic skill. They're just working off of their skill. Somebody's like naturally skilled, right? That's why there's Six of Success is next to them, because they profit. They do profit, but they may not have finished. They may not have a master's degree. They may not have a doctorate. They may not have a PhD. They may not even have an associate. Somebody doesn't have those credentials. But you're able to pass. Somebody here, they're able to pass screening. Somebody's still successful with or without that. Or somebody, like I said, learns along the way. They learn how to invest in stocks along the way. They learn how to buy shares along the way. They know how to trade along the way. They understand, they're learning along the way how the real estate, how the housing market works. They learn that along the way. So you may have showed them that, or they showed you that. But something isn't 100% about somebody's background, okay? And 100% doesn't only have to be criteria and credentials. 100% meaning like sure, like comfortable. Five of Pentacles, right, is in the mentality. So the Five of Pentacles energy would be you're concerned with money, you know? You may not know how to do something still. Someone external may not know how, or you think someone external doesn't know how to do something still. Could be the Gemini. Or partnership that you're in with Leo. Partnership that you're in with external Prince of Dis, Prince of Wands doesn't only have to be Leo. It could be a Sag male, Aries male, Taurus, Leo, Gemini. Somebody there. You're thinking isn't 100%. You know? Or if it's not only Gemini energy that is there. I get studies. If there's a Gemini here, they study, or they're trying to study, or they're studying, right? They may be studying. I get who you're involved with. They're studying who you're involved with. You're involved with Prince of Wands. You're involved with a Prince of Dis. There's a Queen of Wands in the future. You're involved with them. You share something with them. If it's not stocks, you share something with them. Or they help you with shares. They help you invest. They help you do those things. They help you get into the housing market. Right? That you may need copies of their documentation to get something done. It just depends on what's going on. Or you may need money from them. You may need money from a queen. You may need money. I guess something about a safe box. You may need money from the Queen of Wands energy. It has something to do with a safe box in a bank or in their home. Some type of safe box, like a safe of some kind. They have something in there, like they have documentation in there, they have money in there. Or they have money that they made from an they may have money that they made from investing in a stock or buying a share. Or money that they may have money from what they stole from a share. And I had left it for you. So having money that they made from a share, they have it for you. Like they have that money for you somewhere. In their account, in a safe box, in some type of frozen account of some kind. So that energy in the future, they could be your mom, Queen of Wands, Aries, Leo, Sag, that's a female. they may have that, or they're a partner of some kind. That somebody took out, you share, okay, share as in stocks, like somebody could have bought a share for you because you may not know how to do that, right? You know how to do it, you don't know how to do it. Somebody could have bought a share for you, or they sold a share, whatever. Okay, I understand. Somebody could have bought a share in regards to you. They sold, however, they then sold the share, and they got back whatever percentage of an increase they got back, but that it's a lot. So what they did was they're saving that money for you. They're saving the money for you. So you could have asked someone to buy a share for you, or you could have asked someone to buy a stock for you, but it's in your name. But it's like, it's heavier than just using Robinhood. It's more than that. It's like there's documentation involved in the share. Like there's documentation involved in it. There's documentation. So it's as simple as understanding how to do those things, how to invest like that. If that's something that you're doing, if it's not stocks necessarily, then it's just investing, period. Needing documentation, somebody needing your documentation, you're trying to obtain it. It's school related, it's degree related, somebody's trying to make those documents somehow, somebody's trying to create certificates of completion for you, or somebody's coming to you and presenting you with that matter, or something's going on with trying to get some type of documentation, pass some type of screening to enter the housing market, to even be eligible to even be or apply for something in the housing market. It just depends on what's going on. Stocks related, buying and selling shares, investing, etc. The Knight of Swords energy, the game master is here. So the Knight of Swords would be, they're in the changing position. So where that could be a Gemini male that's there, whatever air sign element, that's a male. You have Gemini here, so that's a Gemini male. Knight of Swords could also be Aquarian male, a Libra male. They're in the changing position. So I'm going to go with the fact that a Gemini energy was once present. I get in a deal. A Gemini energy was once present in a deal. They may not be present. They're changing. They may have changed their mind about their involvement about being present in a deal. So being present in a deal would mean like what they invested, what they betted on, whatever it is that they did. I get lost. They could have lost money. They could have lost money pertaining to a stock that somebody either showed them how to do it, or somebody didn't. But what's happening is that whatever money that they had that they threw away, some type of money that they did make from an investment money that they made from an investment, whether that's stock or some other kind of investment, they lost the money. Oh, okay, I understand. They lost the money because they probably wouldn't have lost the money if they knew what they were doing. If somebody knew what they were doing, they wouldn't have lost the money. They wouldn't have lost a bet. They wouldn't have lost the possibility of being a part of some type of business deal or I had a firm. They wouldn't have lost the opportunity to be a part of a firm if they had the credentials. It brings it back to the idea of credentials and criteria. So the credentials and criteria actually equate to how long. That actually equates to somebody's longevity in a business deal. It equates to somebody's longevity in like the housing market, somebody's longevity in the investment world, if that's the case. But they could have dropped out on their own. They left. I get stomped out. Then somebody could have just stomped out. Stomping out would be like stomping out because they may have lost money. They lost money, but because they didn't have the knowledge. That's the only reason why they lost the money. They don't have the knowledge. They don't have the knowledge. So if they had the knowledge, they probably would have had. They probably would have been able to keep have more of their money still, more of something they would have had. More of they would have had a better chance. They lost. If they lost, that's why the Five of Pentacles is here. I don't know if this is happening to you with knowledge. And the amount of knowledge that you have, it determines how much money you'll have in the end, whatever it is that you're doing or somebody is doing, and it depends on what's going on. It's interesting. The resolution has the death card, sign of Scorpio. So a Scorpio, there's no water, the first water sign energy that is here, and we have the Queen of Wands. Death card energy will mean lost money. Death card will mean lost money, or that's why the Five of Pentacles is right next to it. With either a Gemini is experiencing that and they're telling you that they did, or something's going on with a partnership that you're in and you're thinking that you're losing money. Because it's something that you did, something that they did, something that someone external did, or the credentials that someone doesn't have, the criteria someone doesn't have or they do have. Right? It has a lot to do with losing money or making money. Gemini or you, or a partnership that you're in. Whether how much money you have left, how much money somebody has left. Okay? Or like involvement, involvement and being involved, housing market, and somebody needing your documentation, somebody needing like a copy of a certificate of completion that you have, or you need that. Okay, I understand. If you are in a situation and you want to file for something, you want to file taxes on something, you want to invest in something specific, but like I said, it brings it back to the criteria that you don't meet, or you meet it or you don't meet it, or the credentials you meet it or you don't meet them. But what's happening is that with that, you are probably trying to jump on. I also get somebody's taxes. You could be jumping on somebody else's taxes, jumping on somebody else's investment. They invited you to be a part of the investment. They invited you to be a part of the investment. You could be hearing what happened. The Spirit is telling me you could be hearing what happened to the Gemini. You're just hearing about it as you're dealing with Prince of Wands, as you're dealing with external Prince of this, as you're dealing with Leo, as you're dealing with another Taurus. Queen of Wands energy is in the future. I feel like the Queen of Wands energy knows what she's doing. That's why the Death card is in the resolution going towards them. They know what they're doing. They know what they're doing, like in a workplace, in a family environment, in a business deal environment. Like they actually know what they're doing. The Death card going towards them would mean that you may not have been sure if they knew what they were doing, but they do. Right? So you could have lost money. You could have lost money at one point with dealing with someone specific. Like Prince of Wands, Prince of this, Leo, whoever. You could have lost money or whatever. But you're thinking that maybe you'll get it back with the Queen of Wands? Or something is like backup with the Queen of Wands. Like they're like backup. They're a backup job. They have a backup job for you. They have a backup investment for you. Like if you feel like you are losing out in some type of investment because of knowledge that you don't have or you have, I don't know. It's really interesting. They have a backup investment for you. They have a backup file you can use. They have a backup certificate that you can have. It just depends on what's going on. But you're hearing what happened to the Gemini, and it's like, I don't want to experience what they experience. It just depends. Alright, let me do an outcome here, Taurus. Okay. King of Wands energy is there, and the outcome. Let me do another outcome. And then Five of Swords energy. So something isn't right with the King of Wands energy that I get siding with. Something is going on with the King of Wands energy that you're trying to side with, or they're trying to side with you. Like Five of Swords is like you may feel betrayed by investment. You feel betrayed. However you want to look at investment. Investment could be literally like money investment, or investing in someone or something that someone has. Investing in something investing in someone or investing in something that someone has. And it's King of Wands. It's a Leo. Something's going on with the Leo. Something's going on with them. and credentials and certificates and needing that, or they need it. They need it, you need it. Somebody wants to like invest in shares, somebody wants to buy shares, someone doesn't know how to do that. Whatever it is, somebody really doesn't know how to do that. Somebody's portraying to you that they do or they don't know how to do that. Because it's important that somebody knows how to do something specific. Because so if somebody's making a fake certificate of completion and they're giving that to you, it's like they're then doing something that is what the outcome of what they're doing is. It depends on the outcome of whatever it is that they're going to end up doing. Something's going to fail, or something's going to fail, or something's going to do well with whatever they're doing, whether their credentials are real or not. Whatever it is, your credentials are real or not, their credentials are real or not. They meet some type of criteria, they do or they do not. You meet some type of criteria, you do or you do not. Right? 5 of Swords with them. Whatever you're doing with them, investment-wise, money-wise, air-wise, you know? All right, Taurus, let me know how it resonates. Be well. Take care. Bye.